that he kidnapped and murdered St. Augustine priest Father Rene Robert before dumping his body in Georgia in April of 2016.
Some people you just can't trust. But he would say, you know what? The good Lord will take care of me.
Stephen Murray absolutely deserved the death penalty for what he did. In this case, he's a very dangerous and violent man.
The footage captures the questioning of an individual responsible for the killing of a priest who had been providing assistance to him. Father Robert Rene, a compassionate Franciscan priest dedicated to helping those in need, held a special concern for individuals who had experienced the challenges of the prison system and battled addiction. In 1996, he crossed paths with Ashley Shreve, a troubled woman, and for the following decade, Father Rene consistently extended his support to her. In 2016, Shreve introduced Father Rene to her boyfriend, Stephen Murray, who had a riotous upbringing and had spent a significant portion of his life in prison. Murray, struggling with violent tendencies and uncontrollable disturbing thoughts, posed a serious challenge. Despite pleas from the families of Shreve and Murray to cease financial assistance, as it fueled their descent into addiction, Father Rene struggled with the decision. Murray's sister, particularly concerned about the harmful impact of drugs on his mental health, urged Father Rene to reconsider. However, Father Rene found it difficult to distance himself, feeling a moral obligation not to abandon them despite the apparent consequences of his continued support. The dynamics shifted when Shreve was imprisoned. At this point, even Father Rene's generosity faced limitations, and he could no longer sustain the financial support he had been providing. Despite initially refusing Murray's requests, Father Rene eventually agreed to allow Murray to use his car. This marked the turning point. Murray's first destination with the vehicle was Jacksonville, where he left Father Rene stranded on a street corner while he pursued a drug purchase. Upon Murray's return, under the influence of drugs, he impulsively decided to embark on a journey to South Carolina in search of his two children, whom he had never met. Despite Father Rene expressing reservations about the lengthy trip, he was essentially held hostage by the situation. Upon reaching Aiken, South Carolina, Father Rene declined to be left alone on an unfamiliar street corner. In response, Murray, resorting to extreme measures, forced the 71-year-old priest to enter the trunk of the car. The quest for Murray's children abruptly stopped when their grandfather instructed Murray to depart, leading to Murray's intense anger. As the car pulled away, Father Rene, confined in the trunk, raised his voice, warning Murray that his actions would not go unpunished and that he would likely face legal consequences. This declaration instilled panic in Murray, who suddenly realized the potential legal repercussions and charges Father Rene could leverage against him. In a secluded area, after some aimless driving, Murray brought the car to a stop and forced Father Rene to walk into the woods. It was in this isolated location that Murray shot the priest 3 times. Following the disturbing incident, Murray contacted his sister and made statements that raised concerns. Frantic attempts by Murray's sister to reach Father Rene proved useless, as he failed to answer. It was a highly unusual occurrence. Worried about his well-being, she contacted the police, who found no signs of him upon checking Father Rene's residence. The following day, another priest, alarmed by Father Rene's absence at a funeral, contacted the police again. This time, canine units were recruited to aid in the search for the missing priest.
Did you ever deal with any 21 guns people? Any 21 guns people?
I've heard of them, but I mean, I don't.
I think you're starting out.
Yeah, I don't even get in that game, man. Once a little, man, hide behind something, you know. One-on-one, drag this shit out their ass. I mean, I'm pretty good at fighting. I mean, I fought my whole life. I mean, for you to beat me, it's because you were bad, son of a bitch, you know. I mean, I ain't bad, but I'm just tough, you know. I mean, I'm real tough, and you just ain't gonna hit me and lay me down, you know. I mean, you have to really beat this cracker right here, you know. It's gonna really beat me.
It's not your first fight.
Yeah, I mean, you really gonna have to beat me good. If you could beat me as bad as my daddy used to, then you might be able to win.
Is he a big guy?
With my dad? He's probably about maybe your size, a little bigger. I mean, my daddy used to beat us, man.
Well, no. You're 7 years old, man. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not telling you, my daddy used to, man, there's ain't no word for it. I mean, beatings he used to give us.
What do you think ought to happen now?
I think he needs to be tied up somewhere and tortured to death.
Both family members and law enforcement verified the alarming details of Murray's childhood, a story so unsettling that it would evoke strong reactions from most people. Murray later raised this painful aspect of his life during his trial, emphasizing that he did not intend to use it as an excuse for his actions. Instead, he aimed to convey the extent of the profound mental damage he had experienced, seeking understanding rather than justification.
I think that's what's happened. I think that's only right, just because of the people that he had hurt and how he had hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally watching my lady beat somebody to death with a hammer.
What happened with that?
He never got caught.
Was it here?
Yeah, it was in Aiken.
How long ago?
It's been some years ago. I was young, I was very, very young. He left a man on the power lines, beat him to death. When I say beat him to death, beat him to death with the hammer. Over some money, card game. Beat him to death.
He sounds like an animal.
That's what I feel like sometimes. I lose control of myself sometimes. It's like I can't control myself sometimes, man. I choked my sister out, duct tape her up, put her in the closet. Didn't mean to. Didn't know I did it till I did it.
Who involved you?
Crystal.
Following the incident that Murray recounted to the detectives, his sister, Crystal, distanced herself significantly from him.
I asked for charges behind that.
Do what?
They charged me for that. Choking my sister out and duct taping her up and stuff her in the closet. So I took her out like 4 times till she pissed and shit on me. How bad I choked her. I used a whole lot of duct tape on her and everything.
You still talk to her?
Somewhat. We're not close. We're not anything close to love, She never forgave me. I never forgave myself,
I was gonna ask that. Did you ever forgive yourself?
I never forgave myself. Didn't mean to.
It sounds like you got a terrible life.
Somebody could help me, man. I've been on so much medication.
Throughout his numerous imprisonments, Murray consistently engaged with mental health professionals in a serious attempt to seek help. However, upon release, he faced challenges in maintaining his medication routine and encountered difficulty in finding a therapist who he believed could fully understand his experiences.
The only thing that really helped me was Seroquel, and it's because it kept making me sleep all the time. I wasn't waiting long enough to make bad decisions. Just sleep.
Sometimes just talking about it
I tried.
helps you.
I tried talking to my fucking, I ran out of breath, man.
Who did you talk to?
I talked to so many counselors, man. I talked to so many mental health counselors, and I even talked to a counselor that had been before. Somebody that could relate to me. I spent years looking for her in prison. Counselor, switching up. Just looking for that one counselor that I feel like I can relate to, somebody that I can see something in. I don't know. Seems like nobody understands enough to actually help me, man. Not why.
A decade before the current events, Father Rene had first encountered Shreve. Like many individuals who had experienced the prison system, he attempted to befriend her and offered financial assistance in a serious effort to help and provide a sense of care. However, Shreve perceived him as a naive target, viewing him merely as a convenient source of money.
Did anybody else give you guys any money?
Any money?
Yeah, to help you out?
Father Rene gave her so much money, man. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. He gave me money too, so I can't say nothing. But man, he gave her tons of money. Like, whoa.
How often did he give her money?
Every day. every day.
Why did he give her so much money?
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't nothing that I was mad about or anything, you know what I mean? Because it was saving me money, you know? I mean, it didn't matter to me, you know? I mean, it was okay, you know? I know she wasn't f***ing him, you know? I mean, hey, he's an old guy, you know? I mean, old fella, I mean.
Murray's account appears to be exaggerated, although Father Rene did provide financial support to Shreve, including money and access to credit cards. The total amount was not as substantial as several $100s per day.
Talking to Father Rene about it, you know, and asking his advice on it. You know, he was a priest, and, you know, I felt like, you know, he wouldn't give me no wrong advice, you know. So she didn't want me to ask him about it, you know. She didn't want me to ask his advice, but I did it anyways, you know, just because I felt like, you know, you know what I'm saying? If I could get any good advice, it would come from him. You know, he's got a lot of wisdom, you know, he's older, you know. So if I could get any good advice, it would come from him. So I asked him, you know, and he gave us good advice, you know. He told us to take it step by step, you know, don't rush into anything, you know. Which we had already rushed into it. I mean, I went from knowing her to living with her, you know, with her living with me. I mean, it was a rough thing. But
Can I ask you a question? Did Father Rene kind of stop coming around once you actually went to prison?
he never stopped coming around.
How did he treat you?
Always treat me good, most respect, and yeah, he was always a good man. I mean, he always helped me.
While Father Rene did not completely cease his visits to Murray, he reduced their frequency and began declining most requests for money and car rides.
I always, you know, I continued to give him money every week. Even though Ashley was gone, I still gave him money, you know, just because I felt like it was the right thing to do, because he helped us so much, you know. I mean, he didn't help me, but, you know, he did, because he was giving Ashley money, you know, so he did help me, you know what I mean? He took a load off my back, you know, I mean, he took a big load off my back.
Was he coming back and forth? To Jacksonville and St. Augustine?
Every day.
Okay.
Every single day. Like, every day he was there. And, you know, the man had my utmost respect, you know, and then...
Where were you meeting at?
It's meeting. He would come to us. I mean, every day.
Were you living at the hotel at the time?
I was living in the hotel at that time. I mean, everybody at that hotel knows Father Rene, because he was up there so much. I mean, the room, he's usually paid in his name, you know, his credit card. He would give us the card, you know, like most of his cards, I know the numbers to him. I mean, I know a couple of the credit card numbers. I know the credit card numbers to use.
Credit cards and other forms of identification were discovered in Murray's possession.
32084 is what you use at the gas pumps, or something like that. His Wells Fargo was 1921. His Bank of America is 0918, I think. I mean, because, you know, he used to just give them to us. I mean, give them to us, you know, with the number. I mean, hell, Ashley's had 3 or 4 of his cards for a whole week at a time, you know? I mean, Ashley's maxed $15,000, $20,000 credit cards out.
How can you afford that?
There was even a credit card in Shreve's name that Father Rene had. The bills were addressed to him, and he ensured they were consistently paid.
I don't know. I mean, I never asked. I mean, you know.
You ever been to his place?
No, never been to his place. No.
Okay. Do you know where he lives?
No. I don't know where he lives. I know he stays in St. Augustine. The road he lives on is, I was writing him because he was sending me and Ashley's letters back and forth when I was locked up, because, you know, you can't write inmate to inmate. So I would mail Ashley's letter to him and he would mail it to Ashley. That way she would get it and Ashley would do the same. It's just like, his address is Moultrie or something like that. I ain't sure. I mean, it was something. I mean, I got it written down somewhere at the house, you know, while I was writing him. But I mean, I've never been to his place.
You've never been inside his house? Does he have a house, apartment?
I don't know. That's an apartment, because on the address, apartment 24. The address.
Do you know how to get there?
No, I don't know how to get there. Do not know how to get there.
When was the last time you were in St. Augustine?
A couple of days ago, I was just there riding around. You know, I was just riding. I didn't have nothing else to do. I was just riding.
Were you riding in his car?
Yes.
Okay. When did you get his car?
I can't think of which day it was, but me and Father Rene was riding. He was taking me down out past Chafee to meet somebody. He didn't know that I was going to meet somebody for some weed.
The trusting priest was frequently left uninformed about Shreve and Murray's destinations, and they would typically leave him on a street corner while they engaged in illegal transactions. On that final day, Father Rene had no knowledge of Murray's intentions or where he was being taken.
I dropped him off, and I never came back. I mean, I ended up doing drugs, and I never came back and got him. And that's how I got his car. I mean, I never came back and got him. I just started doing drugs, man, and I was...
About what time did you drop him off?
It's probably 9 or so.
At night?
Yeah.
On Sunday?
I'm not sure which day it was. I mean, I really ain't... It's probably... It was late, and I'm not sure what day it was. I'm really not sure. I mean, it was late, and I started using drugs, man. It was like... I just... lost myself, you know, and got stuck. Yes, you could say got stuck. Most of all, got stuck. And by the time I realized what I was really doing, man, it was hours later, like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning later, you know, like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh shit, I'm in trouble, you know, I shouldn't have did that. And it was too late, you know, so I just kept the car, you know what I mean? I know that the police is probably looking for me for it, and he's probably done called the police, and I was scared, you know.
Murray's account contains a partial truth. He did leave Father Rene on a street corner, but he later returned after searching for his children and engaging in drug use.
So what did you do after that?
Just drove and
Where'd you end up at?
Yeah, everywhere.
Where's everywhere?
All over Jacksonville. Went to South Carolina. St. Augustine. I just around everywhere. I was scared. I mean, I know that I was in trouble. I know that I should have taken his car back, and I know that I was wrong. I was dead ass wrong for doing that, and I felt bad, but I knew that it was too late, you know. I mean, it was too late to turn back or try to make anything, you know what I'm saying? But it was too late. I mean, I shouldn't have did that. I know that I was wrong.
I don't understand why you would think just stealing a car is so wrong, to go down the kind of things that you said to your sister, or the kind of things that you said to him and stuff like that.
Well,
There's more to it.
Well, because I was at that point of just being done with everything, man. You know what I mean?
I know, but you stolen cars before, so I mean, it's just,
I
just a property crime.
I ain't stole a car from somebody that has helped me out so much, and somebody that trusted in me so much, somebody that would do anything for me, and I just failed them. I just let them down, and that's why it meant so much to me, because this person has did anything for me, and this person has helped me out to the extent to where nobody else would. I could call this person and say, hey, I need $200, Father Rene.
What do you think he is right now?
I don't know. I mean, if I know it, I'd be more than happy to help you. I mean, because, he meant as much to me as probably as he did anybody else that's out there looking.
Murray is aware of the precise location of Father Rene's body, yet he clings to a fragile hope that he can manipulate the detectives into believing that someone else committed the murder during the time he was away.
There's a lot of people looking for him, and it's important that there's a closure for what happened to him.
That's right. I understand that. I mean, if I had any help for you, I'd be more than happy to help you.
You're the last person who saw him, and I think you can help me.
Well, I can't. So if you're going to keep on trying to dig at me, then we ain't got nothing to talk about. I told you what I had to tell you. Digging's not going to get you nowhere. It's just going to put you in a hole. Because you're going to dig yourself in a hole, and you're not going to be able to see me no more to ask questions. That's just it.
What do you mean?
You ain't getting nowhere. That's what I'm telling you, because that's it. That's what happened.
But would you drop them off in front of the store, behind the store?
Down the road, past the store. I told you that. Drop them out past the store.
I thought it was at the Kangaroo.
I said past the Kangaroo.
Okay, going north?
Going down Beaver. Like you going towards the Kangaroo from Beaver. Like if you going through McDuff and you keep going down Beaver, down past that way. That way. That's why I dropped him off there. I could show you. I mean, hell, we get in the car right now. I can show you.
We can't do that. I mean,
of course,
a ways off.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's somewhere in Marietta.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I'm not real familiar with that area, but I mean, I know that area.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I mean, that's it. I mean, that's what happened. I mean,
Is he okay?
Last to me, I mean, hell, I know.
Yeah, he touched a lot of people. He helped you big time. He was helping Ashley. And, you know, there's a lot of people looking for him. There's a lot of people worried about him. You know, we haven't heard from him since you were the last person who saw him. And, you know, there's a lot. This man, he touched a lot of lives.
He touched my life. I mean, he really did. I mean, he was a big help to me, and that's why I felt so ashamed of what I did. You know, I mean, I just left this man standing there, you know, out in the middle of the cold, you know, and didn't mean to, didn't intentionally do that, but the drugs, you know, I mean, the drugs, you know, once I got down there to get the weed, it's like, just, I mean, I ended up getting crack. Didn't mean to, didn't want to, but I did, and got stuck, you know. I mean, the crack got me stuck. It just made me just real paranoid, and I was.
When Murray picked up Father Rene, he was already angry and tense. In retrospect, the priest probably should not have re-entered the car with Murray. However, he might have believed that by maintaining an understanding demeanor, he could prevent any harm from coming to him.
I think I was gonna give him some money. I think so, yeah. I think I was giving him money.
So you called him?
Well, I think so. I think I called him and told him that I had some money for him if he wanted to come get it, because I wasn't able to pay him, you know, because I was locked up, you know, and I had just got out of jail and I had got up on my feet to pay him some money. And I called him and told him I had him some money.
Where do you pick you up at?
I think he picked me up right there by my dad's.
Off of Beaver Street?
Off of Beaver Street.
Okay.
He picked me up.
Did he pick you up in the yard? Did he pick you up on the road? How'd it go?
I think he picked me up in the yard.
Okay.
I'm not. I like smoking another cigarette, man. Y'all asking a lot of questions, and
Well, this is what we're trying to do. Honestly, we're trying to. The reason why we ask this question is we're trying to find out exactly where we need to go to try to follow up the last steps. That we need to find this man. I never met him. I don't know who he was. But from what I've heard, even from you, he doesn't sound like a bad person.
Father Rene dedicated his life to a mission of helping as many people as possible, actively engaging in outreach efforts. His sudden disappearance caused immediate alarm among those familiar with his work, provoking concerned individuals to press the police to initiate a search for him.
I think I do.
What do you got?
I think credit card.
How'd you get those?
It was in the car.
Okay. Anything else?
Just whatever was in the car. I mean, it was in the car, and yeah, I mean.
Is everything that you had in the car still in the car?
I don't think I threw anything away. I mean, I didn't like tear the car apart and throw anything away or anything like that.
Okay.
I mean, everything should still be in the car. What's with a cigarette, man? Y'all got my nerves to a slap up, man. Asking all these 100 questions.
So we're just talking, man.
I know.
Do you want to get a cigarette?
Yeah, definitely.
Then we'll come up back in here and talk some more?
Definitely.
Recognizing the insufficiency of his account, Murray deliberately prolongs his explanations, realizing that his story lacks the strength to be accepted as the complete truth.
I mean, so he would have never had a problem nowhere he went, period. I mean, as long as I was with him and I was there. And everybody knows that, you know. Everybody at the store knows me. I mean, I knocked a couple of them out at the store. I mean, flatlined a couple of them. Yeah.
You know, you said you and Father Rene went to the Kangaroo.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I said we went past Kangaroo.
Okay. Before that, you said that he let you use credit cards and stuff. How long had that been going on?
A couple months. I mean, I actually have a phone number that I can give you, and you can get the phone records from it, where you would text us the credit card numbers.
What was his phone number?
His phone number?
Yeah.
904-614-0802. And the other phone number that he used to text us all the numbers to was 904-400. Man, you probably have to call my sister and get it. If you give her the first couple digits.
Call Bobby Jean?
Yeah, just tell it with the 400, the Galaxy number. And all the records is on there, where he would text us the credit card numbers, the amount that we could spend and stuff like that, you know. I mean, all that's on there. I mean, I actually threw that phone out the window because me and her was arguing, because she kept erasing stuff, you know. I would catch her erasing stuff, you know. And I already told her, you know, I said, you don't have to hide nothing from me, you know. You can be honest with me, because I'm just that type of person.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather if you be honest with me than versus me coming and find a lie, you know.
Murray possessed an unstable temper, and even the slightest provocation had the potential to trigger an outburst.
I mean, that's what I would consider myself sometimes, man. I mean, the things that go through my head, and, you know, man, if I carried out everything I thought, I mean, it would be bad, man. I mean, because so many things go through my head, man, like, just bad.
What's the worst thing you ever thought of?
Probably, I don't know, man. I thought of so many bad things, you know. I mean, I don't know. Getting tired, man. I mean,
Do you ever think about killing somebody?
no, I mean, I don't just want to kill somebody just to kill them, you know, especially not somebody I love, you know, somebody that's there for me, somebody that's, you know what I'm saying, going to help me. I mean, I wouldn't.
Murray, perceiving the detective's implications, strategically distances himself from any suggestion that he entertained the thought of harming Father Rene. Despite the detective's general inquiries, Murray specifically refers to people that tried to help him, carefully framing his responses to avoid any direct association with violent intentions towards the priest.
It would be him.
Yeah.
Don't you think that would?
Well, I mean, you know, all that wasn't going through my head at the time, you know. I mean, I wasn't thinking of that. I mean, that's not something that was on the top of my list of thinking, you know.
But you had a couple of days to think about it.
A couple days, yeah.
Did you ever go back out to that area to look for him?
I went back down that way, but he wasn't there, so. And I was scared, you know. I mean, I know he probably called the police on me, and
You never did.
never did. I mean, but I was thinking in my head, you know. I mean, this man's done reported his car stolen, and like I was just.
Did you think the car was stolen Tuesday night?
It seems improbable that Father Rene would have reported Murray to the police. He likely understood that such an action would result in Murray's return to jail, and Father Rene might have been afraid that taking such a step would shatter the trust he believed he had established with Murray.
If Father Rene had put you in the situation that you put him, what do you think he would have done? Do you think he would have called you and apologized?
I don't know, because I can't judge the next man's feelings, you know, how he feels or how you feel. I don't know who you are or what you're capable of. You know, I know you seem like a good man, but I also know everybody has a different side to them, you know. Everybody's two sides.
We were talking about that earlier.
You know, everybody, you know, just because you think they're good, don't mean they're good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They could be good but bad. They could be bad but good. You know, you never know who you deal with. You know, just because he's a preacher, don't mean that they won't kill you or rob you, because anybody's capable of anything.
Do you think it's true what they say about Catholic priests?
I don't know what they say.
You know what they say?
Oh, about them messing with the kids?
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think that's the case for anybody, because anybody's capable of anything. But with it just being about the Catholic priest, no, I don't believe that.
You think Renee's capable of that?
No, Renee's definitely not capable of that. I mean, Renee's a good man. I mean,
There were no prior accusations against Father Rene, but detectives, in their quest for a motive, explored various angles. Considering the troubling experiences Murray endured at the hands of his father during his upbringing, the question about potential motives is not unexpected.
I see nothing but good in him, and I mean, I hate that I did that. You know, I hate that. I mean, I feel really bad for that, and I wish I hadn't did that. I mean,
you're a good man, but you've done bad things too.
I have.
So, you know, Father Rene was what he was. You know, not making a judgment on him being a good guy or a bad guy, but we all have skeletons in our closet.
That's correct.
We've all done things that, you know, we shouldn't have done. You know, Father Rene seems to do a lot of spend time with, you know, people that the rest of the people in the clergy probably wouldn't. Agreed? I mean, you've been to church. You've been to church before, right? Did your pastor ever come out and give you money? I mean, there's no way that this guy had that much money to give this stuff. That's, you know, that's pastor in the biggest church in the world isn't going to have that. And you're supposed to lead a pious life as a priest.
I mean, you know, it is.
It's unlikely that Father Rene could have provided such a substantial amount solely from his personal income, and typical church structures involve financial or leadership committees that oversee donations. Such a significant sum would usually require approval from these committees and wouldn't be granted to just two individuals. It raises suspicion that Murray or Shreve may have fabricated or exaggerated the amount in their account of the situation.
You know, y'all ask me the same questions over and over again, expecting a different answer. I mean,
well, that's the things that we don't think you're being truthful about.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's opinions, you know. Opinions like assholes. Everybody's got one, you know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Everybody does have an opinion, you know, and I can't fault you for having an opinion or a title or whatever, you know. But I told you what I need to tell you, and if I won't continue to ask the same questions, then I don't believe there's nothing else we need to talk about.
Well, we're not asking the same questions, but there is. Let me tell you this: if you were sitting on this seat and I was sitting on that seat, and you have me, Father Rene. You told us earlier today that you called him on Sunday so he can give you a ride to buy some drugs.
Okay, I can't say exactly what day it was. I didn't say Sunday. I called him and told him that I had some money for him.
Knowing that Father Rene had recently declined multiple requests for money, Murray recognized the need for a different strategy to lure the priest and gain access to the car.
I missed a couple weeks because I was locked up.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? I did a little work and I got a little money, and I called him and told him, I said, I got some money for you, you know? I mean, I can't tell you exactly what day it was because I don't know. I don't keep up with it.
Well, you know, you have his car. That's the same car that you crashed over here. That's the same car that St. Joe's County Sheriff's Office chased you, and you told one of the officers.
They didn't chase me.
Well, you spoke to one of the JSO officers after the fact, and you told him that you had the police chasing you, and there was about 12 cars. Okay, so you said that to him. So you have his car. We haven't heard or seen him since. How does that look?
Man, I understand.
How does that look?
But just because something looks some way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do. It doesn't look good. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It does not look good. This man is missing. He's probably up there. Maybe you're telling the truth and telling that he was dropped off over there and that he walked in the woods and something happened to him out there, but I don't think that's accurate. Because this man, he has a cell phone. Okay? If you left him out there, he could have called the police, he could have called somebody. But he didn't call nobody. You see what I mean? So, there's a lot of things here that are not adding up. If you have a phone and I take you out in the middle of nowhere, out there on Wide Road, and I drop you off, what are you going to do?
I mean, if I'm sitting there waiting on you and you never show back up, I'm probably going to find some other way out. I mean, I'm probably going to...
What are you probably going to do?
he's probably gonna call somebody to come get me.
So,
Right.
Bobby wants to talk to you.
Hello.
What's up, girl?
Hey. Boy. What's doing?
I'm sitting here talking to the investigators.
Given the close bond between Murray and his sister, there is hope that she can persuade him to be truthful about what happened to Father Rene.
How's it going?
Well, I mean, it's going. I mean, I'm tired, and they keep asking me the same questions, and keep giving them the same answer, but they think I'm lying. So I think I'm probably about to be done talking. I mean, because I'm tired and I'm ready to go lay down.
Why do they think you're lying?
I don't know. They keep asking the same questions and expecting a different answer, you know. But I mean, I'm giving them the same answer. I mean, I'm telling them the truth, though. I mean,
Yeah, they came back out here and questioned a little bit earlier today. You know, no, I mean, I don't do anything really, you know.
yeah.
You know. So, I know his sister and they're closure. Like, it's something bad.
Yeah. Have you
And they want to be able to bring you home and, you know, whether he's dead or alive, you know, they want to know. They need that closure is what's being said on the news and all.
Yeah, I understand all that, and if I could help them with it, I would, you know, but unfortunately I can't, you know. I'm sitting here and I'm handcuffed and shackled down. Hell, I want some clothes to let me go.
I love you.
I love you too, girl. You doing all right?
No, not really. I'm still sitting here worried about you, and then, you know, I'd like to see that family get some closure too, and all this be behind us all, and, you know, I'm still always, regardless, going to be there for you. That's why, you know, I guess everybody was kind of hoping that you did know, like, you know, you could kind of, I don't know, everybody's hoping that you would just tell what happened with Father and Dave, because you were last on scene with them, you know, at least, you know, let us bring him home or whatever.
Murray's sister was among the first individuals to harbor suspicions about her brother when Father Rene went missing. Quickly recognizing the potential involvement of her sibling, she promptly contacted the police to report her concerns.
So that the family can heal, you know. It's just like a whole, you know, it's almost like a movie. It doesn't seem real.
It seems like something you see on TV, yeah.
Huh?
Seems like something you would see on TV.
Yeah, it doesn't seem real.
Yeah, no, it don't seem real.
You know, I'm here and I got your back, baby. I'm always going to be here for you, no matter where you're at or what's going on.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna ride this mule till the horns fall off, girl. You know I'm gonna do it. But I'm still alive, you know, so that's one thing to rejoice about.
Yeah. Well, can I ask you a question?
It depends.
I'm curious. You know, he hit me. Yesterday on the phone, you told me about the 20 burglaries and the carjacking and the 4 murders and all. And I took it, you know, Father Rene was involved in one of those murders because he told me he was dead, but it was an accident. So, I mean, you can't tell me you actually to the body?
Yeah, I didn't do none of that. I ain't killed nobody, and I was lying about the burglaries and everything.
A hint of irritation tinges Murray's voice as he realizes that every statement from his sister only serves to worsen his case in the eyes of the detectives.
So, is he alive then?
I don't know, Gene. That's not an answer that I can give you because I'm not God.
Well, when's the last time you saw him? Maybe we can find him and clear all this up.
Well, Gene, I mean, I didn't tell the investigators what I know. I mean, I done told them everything I know. I mean, that's all I can tell them.
you that he was alive last time you saw him?
He was alive.
And do you remember when that was?
No, I don't remember no days or no times or nothing like that. You know, I don't keep up with much of that. But he was alive and well.
Where was the last time you saw him? Where was you at?
Gene, I mean, these officers asked me the same questions you asked me. I mean, I feel like I'm being interrogated from every angle.
I'm sorry. I'm just, they keep showing up knocking on my door, and I don't know what to tell them, and we just want this to be over with.
Take out of his thing, baby.
I love you.
Tell him, don't answer the door. Tell him to leave you alone. I mean, I want all this to be over with too. You know, I want him to leave me alone. I mean, I'm about done talking back to him.
Huh?
So I'm about to tell them to take me back to the jail, lock me up, throw me in a hole somewhere and cover me up and just, I'm not getting nowhere here. The only thing I'm getting to do here is smoke cigarettes, but hell, that ain't benefiting me, hell, if they throw me a pound of crack on the table, we might be able to come up with something,
So if they threw you some crack on the table, you would know something?
I'm just saying, a big pound of crack on the table, I might be all right.
Oh, man. You're crazy.
James.
Like the police is going to give you a head of crack. Wow, bro.
I was just playing.
Well, I love you. And you just keep in touch with me and let me know you're okay and what's going on, okay?
Yeah, I will.
I'm always going to be here for you, honey.
I know, baby. Hey, it is what it is, I can't tell them what I don't know,
Yeah.
Only thing I can tell them is what I do know. I told them.
It is what it is. That's why, you're going to be there for a little bit anyway. And so I didn't see, if you, from what you told me yesterday, I figured you told me all of that, so why not tell me a location, It just seemed a little odd.
Gene, I've been up 3 days. I've been up 3 days. When I talked to you, and I was skitched out, and I was wigged out.
In a state of panic, Murray called his sister after shooting Father Rene. Initially, he had not intended to kill the priest, but paranoia set in, fearing consequences for kidnapping and car theft. After some time to calm down, Murray opted to downplay the situation to his sister, aiming to minimize the severity of his actions and increase the chances of avoiding consequences.
Yeah, I figured you was out there. And then I tried to call you back because we were going to come get you, but you never responded to me, and Elijah wasn't coming for nothing,
Yeah, that's because the SWAT team rolled up behind me, and I had to give them a hell of a run.
Yeah, you told me that, and I seen it on the TV. So I knew whenever all that popped on the news, and then you called me a little while later for that free 20-second call, I knew it was over with then.
The police said I was singing on TV.
No, I don't think they said you were singing. They said you were smiling or something.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that it's just odd, that you would be smiling, I guess. But, we tried to tell them that it was probably because that's just you. Like, you were probably joking with the police for making them run and stuff. So.
Well, you tell everybody that's against me and not for me, you tell them I said them, okay?
Okay, I'll tell them that.
Yeah, you tell them that.
Alright, bro.
Now look, girl, I love you and you keep your head up, regardless of what happens, you know that I love you and you hold that in your heart forever.
Okay.
Make sure you tell everybody I said them, okay?
Will you promise me one thing?
What?
You're already there. And no matter where you are, I'm going to have your back. I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
If you know anything, don't lead them to where this man is. Please tell them.
I'm telling them everything I know, okay?
Just think about if that was me out there, if I was Father Renee, how would you feel not knowing if I was dead or alive? And that's how his family's feeling right now.
I
And
know,
they won't bring
Jen.
him home.
And I'm trying to help them. I mean, I'm trying. I'm giving them everything. I promise. I'm giving them everything I know. Everything I know, I'm telling you.
Be truthful with them, okay? Help them bring this man home, and that'll go a long way for you too. And like I told you, don't you ever think that I'm not here for you, because I'm always here for you, baby. Okay?
Okay.
And as soon as this is over with and you get situated, I'll send you some money and start writing and do the minutes on the phone and everything for you.
Okay.
I want to know that where you're going to be at and all that, so that way, I don't have to do it twice and waste money, okay?
Okay, girl, I love you, and
I love you too, all my heart.
no, Mom.
So you be truthful and let's get this over with, okay? Let's bring this man home.
Well, I didn't do anything, Jean, so I'm being truthful as I can.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep your head up. I thank God. I was thanking God so much for you being alive. We was all pins and needles, man. We knew you was running, and we didn't know if you had, weapons with you or anything. Like, we was on pins and needles worried about you.
Well, I had weapons with me, you know that.
Yeah, but I didn't know if you still had them by that point. So, but just do what you can to help them, and I'm here for you. You let me know what you need, and I'm going to do my best, honey. Okay?
Okay, girl.
All right.
All right, then. I love you.
I love you too. With all my heart.
Oh, mine too, girl.
All right.
All right, bye-bye. Man, what's up with a cup of coffee, man?
Help me to in a minute. I see a good man in you, believe it or not, or whether you care or not. I see a good man in you, man. This is difficult. Sometimes we make a lot of mistakes or snap with the things that we shouldn't have done, and things get crazy. Things get crazy. You got family that care for you. You got a Roberta that cares about you. She called and she wanted me to let you know that she loves you.
The detective tries to appeal to Murray's better nature in an effort to produce a confession, but unfortunately, the attempt proves unsuccessful.
Okay. You got your family. You got Bobby Jean that cares a lot for you. There's a lot of stuff that, we do at times that we're not proud of, that we don't really want to talk about, that you don't want anybody to know. You don't want people to think something that you're not. There's a lot of things that we have to think about. And those things, sometimes you just gotta face it. It doesn't matter how scary it is. It doesn't matter how bad it is. Sometimes you just gotta face it. That's reality. You can't change that. You cannot change who you are. I cannot change who I am. But there are those people in this world that try to do good things. I don't know Father Renee from what he told me, looks like he was one of those people.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah.
Good man.
I never know. I never met the guy. We're just out here trying to find him, dead or alive. We're trying to get him back.
I understand that.
So, people, sometimes people respect you when you do the right thing. And like I said, we do things that we're not proud of. Okay? You feel bad because you're driving his car. I'm pretty sure you're not proud of that, are you?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm very ashamed.
You have kids. What do you want your kids to know when they grow up and try to find out who their father is? You know they're going to find out. You know all they have to do is Google it. They have their last name, don't they?
You do.
Right? So you sign the date of birth, right?
That's right.
Okay. So you know what they're going to do when they grow up? They're going to Google that crap. And they're going to see Stephen Murray, my dad. Okay. How do you want them to remember you?
In a good way.
Okay. You want them to remember as the man who did the right thing when time was tough, right?
That's right. But, you know, me sitting there telling y'all a lie with me doing the right thing. I mean, what do you want me to tell you?
I don't want you to tell me a lie.
Well, if I tell you anything else besides what I'm telling you, it'd be a lie.
Listen, I think you know a little bit more than what you're telling me. And I'll be honest with you. I think you know a lot more than what you're telling me. And maybe you're not telling me or telling Harold over there when he was here because it's something that you might not be proud of. You know? We know that something happened to Renee because that man, he has a phone, he's always on social media, he's always telling people where he's going. Okay, he hasn't been in touch with anybody. Okay, since the last time that he met with you. So there are things that we do that we're not proud of. But at the end of the day, if you do the right thing, it really doesn't matter. You know? That's life. That's what we have to face every day. That is life. I know something happened to him. And it was probably something bad, wouldn't you agree?
I don't know. I mean, he could be alive and well somewhere right now. He could be on vacation for all I know. I mean, he hasn't told me anything. He hasn't told y'all anything. So therefore, we all don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Steve, come on now.
I mean, I'm just looking at the logic of the situation.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at logic.
Just because, you know, I went a month without calling. I've been years without calling. I've been a year without getting calls. I mean, but does that mean that, I mean, yeah, something
Well,
like
that's
that.
not the man Father Renee is. I tell you right now. I had tons of people call me trying to find out what happened to this man. Where's this man at? He's always in touch. Every time he goes out trying to tell somebody. Okay?
Okay.
Every time he goes, I know people. I have some people that have seen you with him. Okay?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm always around Father Renee. I mean,
when you got arrested yesterday, what did you have? You know what you had. You know what I'm talking about, right?
What?
The credit cards.
Yeah, I told you they was in the car. I mean, they was in the car along with all the other stuff.
Do you think he's gonna go on vacation without his credit cards, without money?
I mean, I can't help that his stuff was in the car. I mean, his stuff was in the car. His stuff was in the car. When I took off, his stuff was in the car. So, yeah, I had it. I mean, it was in the car. I mean, it was his property. His property was the car, and it was in the car. I mean, so, I mean, yeah. I mean,
when you left this man out there, you're alleging that you left him out there. Did you left him with his phone?
I don't know yet. I mean, the phone wasn't in the car as far as I know. Did y'all search the car and find it?
I haven't looked at the car. I've been over here with you.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
like I told you earlier, we just got here. We went and picked you up in order to talk to you. Because you said a lot of things yesterday, man. A lot of things that were a lot of people that do care for you. I don't care if your dad cares for you or not. I never met the man. I have not talked to that man. I know, I can tell you it's an animal from what you've told me. It's a freaking animal. Okay? So you have the one person that's done some good for you missing.
And I'll be finding him in any way I can. I told you that. I'll tell you that. And I'll take you to where I dropped him off at. I mean, I wasn't gonna let the man ride with me to go pick drugs up, of course. I mean, he always does that.
Was he hurt when you dropped him off?
No.
Because you hurt him? You just told me that there's sometimes just not, and you hurt people. You don't remember. Could you have done something like that? I mean,
no. I mean, I don't think I would do anything like that to somebody who cares for me that much. I mean, no, I couldn't. I mean,
because that would make you an animal. You don't want to be an animal, right?
I don't want to be. I mean, I'm telling you what I know. And if it's any help to you, then by God, I hope it is. But
given Murray's history of causing harm to both of his sisters on multiple occasions, his assertion that he wouldn't harm Father Rene lacks reassurance and raises doubts about the credibility of his statement.
You know, anything in addition to that, you know, if you want me to tell you anything other than that, it would be a lie. Okay? So you take that and you sleep on it, eat on it, whatever you got to do. I mean, you know, y'all sitting there pushing and getting me nowhere. I mean, I want to push my way back to the bed.
Man. I'm not pushing you. I'm just telling you how things are. You know, I'm not pushing you by no means. I'm not trying to push you. I respect you as a man. I respect what you've told me. Okay? I hope that I've treated you with respect, the respect that you expected. Okay, when your sister gave you my number and you called, okay, I respected that.
You know, I wanted to see what was going on. You know, they told me that Father Rene was missing, and you know, y'all just thinking I had something to do with it. So I said, "Hell,
you just admitted here a few minutes ago you were the last person to see him. You have his car.
I didn't say I was the last person to see him because
you have
when
his
I dropped
car.
him off, I mean, you know, there ain't no telling.
Well, nobody else called us and say there's a priest walking around here.
I think it's been a long day for all of us. Let's just.
A week after committing the crime, Murray eventually guided the police to Father Rene's body. However, he remains unwilling to reveal the location where he hid the murder weapon, attempting to use it as leverage. Despite initially facing the death penalty, the plea for mercy by Father Rene's family and friends, who advocated against capital punishment citing the priest's beliefs, spared Murray. He ultimately accepted a plea deal and received a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Remember, it's your curiosity that fuels this channel. Keep exploring, stay inspired, and join us for more amazing content next time.